Option 5, sell subject to existing mortgage. In this scenario, the seller keeps the mortgage in place for a predetermined time and the buyer makes the mortgage payments. The deed transfers to the buyer with an agreement that if the buyer misses a mortgage payment, the seller takes back the house. At the end of the time frame, the buyer either refinances or pays off the seller's mortgage to release the seller from the obligation. This scenario works best for sellers who are behind on payments, in foreclosure, or have no equity in the house, but the house can be rented for more money than the mortgage payments. The buyer fixes up the house to bring it to a rentable condition at his expense, collects the rent, and makes the mortgage payments. The advantages of this strategy is 1. The seller gets an immediate debt relief by transferring the servicing of the mortgage to the buyer, freeing up cash flow to be used elsewhere. 2. If the seller is behind on payments, the buyer brings the loan current, stabilizing the seller's credit. 3. The buyer usually freshens up the property at his own expense. In example, new paint, carpet, repairs to bring it to a rentable condition, increasing the value of the property, thus strengthening the seller's position. 4. The buyer can sign an agreement transferring the deed back to the seller if a payment is missed. 5. The paperwork is simple, quick, and easy. There are usually no costs to the seller. Disadvantages. 1. There is an element of trust on the part of the seller that the buyer will keep his word and make the payments on time. 2. Even though the seller no longer services a loan, the mortgage is still in his name and can affect his credit if not serviced timely. And number 3, there is a chance, although slight, that the lender will call the loan using due on sale clause. However, most cases the banks will keep the mortgage in place as long as the monthly payments are made.